Well, good morning, everybody. Whittler Dave here uh, on a beautiful day. It's finally raining. I love it. We need the rain so bad in our mountains. But anyway, first thing I want to say is thank you. Whew, thank you. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. You don't know what that means to me. 1,000 subscribers. Um, I don't have words. It's highly moved me. For years I've been a carver and a builder, and I've always been by myself. And I thought, I wonder if anybody's out there. And so I started doing YouTube, reaching out, and I've had all kinds of people. I've got friends in Sweden. I got friends in Alaska, in Texas, and in Florida, and Kentucky, and just everywhere, Arkansas, and just everywhere. And a lot of them have come here. They literally have came here, and whew, that makes an old man happy, because this is a long love. I carve every day, or build, or design. I'm always making. I'm always making. I'm not very good, like I've told you, and other things. We won't get into that and everything, but my hands, my brain, that's it. That's my ability. I've always been a builder, always been a designer, and always been a carver. But anyway, I was asked the other day about stropping. We all do it. There's several people out there may do it different than I do it, but I'm old. I've been stropping for a long time. I keep a strop with me constantly. Sometimes I'll keep 2 or 3 of them with me, because they got different shapes and stuff. And if I'm doing chisels or whatever, V-gouges and stuff like that. But mainly stropping, just learn your blade and slow down. If it's a flat blade, if it's a Scandinavian blade, it's just, just a bevel or whatever. They got so many names out there. Just learn the blade and slow down and everything. So I'm using my small tripod, so give me a minute. Let's get you down here where you can kind of see. Let's see here. Here's a strop, another strop. My good friend in Kentucky, Phyllis, she made me this strop and everything. But what I do, and I always keep my compound in a bag, because compound can dry out. And I always keep it in a bag. I buy big chunks of it, but I always heat my strops. A hair dryer, whatever. I just heat up the strop. This is the one I use for my V-gouges and stuff like that, or my round gouge and stuff. This is a good strop. It's a multitask strop. I bought this one a long time ago. I didn't make this one. And then you just stick your compound on it. And see how it just flows right on there. It just flows. And that's what you want. You want to load that. You want to get it loaded. You don't have to get it screaming hot or nothing like that, but it just flows. And same thing, this is just made out of an old piece of leather. Go to your Goodwills, look in your closet, talk to your family members, see if they got an old belt. Fuzzy side up, smooth side glued down. This thing is old. And I just heat it back up. Now, you can't do this at shows. What I do is I load all my strops before I go to a show, and then I'm ready. And I still carry compound with me, just in case I need to add a little bit more. But this is the way I've always done it. I like loading my strops with either a hair dryer or a heat gun. And it'll just load right up, gets it down in there, and that black right there, that's metal. This is Phyllis's one. It's a nice one. She's got a buffing side here, and if you want to buff them, this one here, I got a piece of leather to buff too. But anyway, blades. Just blades. Let's move some stuff around out of my way, folks. Put my compound. Like I said, you got an old plastic bow, you can do it that way. I go to so many shows and stuff. A bag for me works, because this can get tucked into my satchel of all my other stuff, and it can just go. Flat blade. That's all that is. It's flat blade. This has got a bevel. See the bevel? That's just a bevel. Learn your blades. Put your blade on your strop. and everything. Let's get back this way. And you can count them out or whatever. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how I come in here and I pick up? Most people come in here and they'll drag like this, and then they'll drag it. You're destroying your blade. You're knocking that edge off. Always lift. Some people will do this and then they'll roll this way. To me, I'm uncomfortable. If that's how you like to do it, that's how you like to do it. But I just come in here, I just swoop off right here, and you'll learn that blade. You've just got to get comfortable with your blade. And see that metal? I'm sharpening. And then let's say the tip is a little more, and the heel is more sharp. Work your tip. Just work your tip more, right there. Because that's what you use a lot, is that tip of the knife. So just come in here and kind of dress that tip up, right there. That's all you need to do. Take your time and everything. Let's get up here so you can see this. Look at that. Look how sharp she is. In grain. If it slices like that, just like that, just like that, just like that, and there's no chattering, it's slick, nice and smooth, nice and shiny. She's sharp. Just like this concave, this Lloyd knife I get from Canada. I've had his tools for years. It's got a concave to it. Same principle. Just learn how it goes on there, and then pick it up. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. And there you go. She's really sharp too. And then, look at that. There we go. Right across her, nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. She's sharp. And just like a bevel blade, this has got a bevel. So, put her flat on there. Raise her up to her bevel. Set that blade on there flat. And then hold your finger on it, and right there's your bevel. See? Right there's your bevel. Take your time. You don't have to go as fast as I do. I'll slow down. Just take your time. See that black performing right there? That means I'm sharpening the blade. Just take your time. And then you get that bevel again. And then when you get a little bit more used to it, you're going to go. You'll pick up. And see, I'm pretty well counting them in my head. How many strokes I go on one side, and how many I do on the other. Okay? And then that is extremely sharp. Yeah, just cuts right across here. Right across. I like this knife because it has a good spline. This is a knife that you can pull against. This is a heavy knife where, this little knife like this has a shallower spine and it's more weaker. You don't want to pull against that. And just like my V-gouge, you can take a V-gouge and you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. Just get it sharp, or you can drag. Yeah. I keep these extremely sharp. There you go. Now you asked me how I get that burr off the inside. This one right here. That's why I like this one. Takes that inside burr off. My gouges I can run on here and sharpen them and all that. Phyllis's is the same way, Let's see here. It's already starting to sharpen. She makes these up. See, I don't use this knife much, so I'm not comfortable as much as I am with my other knife. I have certain knives I'm very comfortable, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to get so comfortable sharpening a knife, it's just part of your hand. I don't use this one that much. I've had to reshape the handle, and it's a Sorby, and it's a good knife. It's a Sorby knife. That's what this one is. I gave one of these to a friend of mine that needed a knife. Yep. 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 Oh, sorry, it wasn't down, but anyway, like I said, it's just, they're sharp. You can just take right off. I mean, that's stropping. That's your basic stropping, is slow down, learn bevels. If it's a flat or if it's got a bevel, learn, put the blade flat on there, draw it to you. Learn what angle you need to learn at. You know, there's angles, and then don't roll the blade and drag it, because then you're just taking that edge off. You're creating a burr. Take your time. I hope this helps. I was asked about this, how I sharpen mine. Well, this is it. Keep a strop with you all the time. If you're carving for an hour or so, stop and then drag it across your strop. Don't just keep using it and then all of a sudden it's just really dull. Yeah, that's extremely sharp. Woo! Look at that. Extremely sharp. But that's it. That's it. This is one of my main knives. I carry 3 knives on my hip. You know, I always got my tools on my V-gouge. I shield it like that. Sometimes I'll have a piece of cork and I'll shield it like that. I've got to sharpen this knife a little bit more. I think I'm gonna change his bevel. It's got a small bevel and I don't really like it. Carvers will do that. I think I'm gonna come here and I will use a diamond handstone and I'll rechange this whole bevel here. You know, take out some of that concave, and then it's sharp, but I don't like the bevel. That's one reason I don't really care for this knife. It's something about this bevel. So I'm gonna come in here with my diamond stone. It's a hand stone, and I will take that bevel out by hand, and then I'll resharpen it, and I'll create a knife that fits me. It's a comfortable knife, but it doesn't really work for me. But anyway, then my friend in Alaska, he said he had some 2x2 bass. Let's make sure we can see this. Okay. I don't have 2x2. I glue up a block this morning to create a 2x2 out of that sugar pine. And I told him, well, mark your top for your stem. And remember, a pumpkin is not perfect or nothing. And create your stem first. Just create where a stem's going to be. You don't, like I said, please remember, you don't be perfect. Don't worry about it. Just create that stem. Go look at a pumpkin. They bend and twist and yank and stuff like that and everything. They're just not perfect at all. Kind of carving on my table saw right now. But I thought this would be easier to do the stropping and everything. And then I've been asked a lot of questions on some of my prior videos, and every once in a while I try to go through and watch them and see if anybody's asked questions, and I thank you and everything. But if I haven't answered your question and you're wondering why, is there are an older video, and I wish YouTube had a way that would pop up and say, hey, you've got a question that's been asked, back on one of your videos, and they would tell me, but they don't. So anyway, the best way we can get around this is daveposton@gmail.com. That is my email. So if you have a question on any of my older videos, you want to see something, this gentleman is asking me about angels. The angel I did the other day. I don't want you to give out personal information on the YouTube. So the best way is to go to my email at daveposton@gmail.com, and we can talk that way, and we can exchange information that way. And, and then that way, if I can help you, get you a pattern or something like that. Remember, folks, I'm a very sharing man. I share everything I've ever done. Oh, so see how I created that little stem? Just very It's really hard for me to carve down here with my arms out and everything. I'm usually up here like this, but I want to make sure you can see it and everything. So I'm stretched out here, folks. I'm not a camera vigor, a person. I am learning, and I'm trying to get these videos where they're really good, because like I said, this is just a small pebble that I have launched. I want to do more and more, and I want to get more subscribers. I want people out there to know you can build a table. You can repair a piece of furniture. I've got a lady bringing me some furniture maybe in February, and I got to do some repairs. I used to repair furniture. I used to do antique restoration. So I have the ability to repair furniture, and they don't want to buy anything new. This is not antique, but they're just trying to save some money for their rental cabin. And it's got a few spots on it and stuff. And she's asked me, she found out that I used to restore furniture. And so I said it had to be after February, because I'm very busy right now with my shows coming up. So I'm probably going to do some videos on that. But see how I just carved that little stem? Now we're just thinking like a pumpkin. Whoop, whoop. Pumpkin time. Halloween's my favorite. It's the month that you can paint yourself purple and no one cares. You know? Gotta get the bottom. And this is just, most people would throw this little piece of wood away. Well, I told you I'm not like most people. I don't have a bar of gold in my bank account. So I use everything. I'm a poor old country boy. I got to get some more 2-inch bass. I need to get some more 2-inch bass. I've been online looking at it. Is it expensive for this? What you're buying? Mercy. Now see, you can create a pumpkin out of anything. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's your stem and everything. I wanted to show him this. That way he can get an idea of how I created the stem and how I nip all 4 corners. I tell people, start with your corners, nip the corners, and then start cutting them in like I did, and then work from there. Work your way. Keep turning it. Keep turning it. Keep turning it. See this one right here? It's all been, I've started carving the face in it and stuff, and a little mouth and stuff like that, and I got the lines going down it. And if you have a wood burner, you can wood burn these eyes in the mouth. Or you can carve them and go them with a wood burner, and then, excuse me, folks, and then what you do is you take your paint and you thin it down, so when you go over that where you wood burned, it's black and everything, and you thin the paint down, that blackening will show through your paint, and it'll give it a different type of texture. That's one of my little secrets I do. So there you go. There's a painting secret. Dry brush. Load your paintbrush and then wipe it out on a napkin, and then lightly paint over the object that you've already painted with a different color. And all that different color will do, but it will fall into all those cracks and fissures and carving lines, and you'll fill them in just a little darker, and that'll give you a different texture. The difference of me compared today to people today is I grew up I'm in a non-modern world, where today most people grow up in a modern world. So I'm a different style of artist, because we didn't have nothing back then. Didn't have fancy shops and a camera like this and Google, and we just had to create. If you wanted something, you figured it out. That's the whole thing. That's what life is. And gosh, I wish they'd bring all this back to school. Bring the men and women in that are hand makers and makers. Makers is what we call us. Just bring them into the schools and the churches. And I did that for years, and then and then it just kind of like died off, and I wish we'd get back to that, because teach our children, just sit around all day with the preschool and just sit around and show them what this, because, you know, you never know, out of those 30 kids, one of them may pick it up, two of them may pick it up. And, you know, and that way, if you show your love, we never die. Never die. Let's see how I did that. Just simple. It's not perfect. I'll be like a little bit taller when it's not totally round, because that's the piece of wood I had. I'm not going to worry about it. You know? It's not. Look at that. Nice and sharp. Put a little swoop-de-doo right here. Mm-hmm. And some people will, you know, you don't have to hold one this close to your hands. You can use a longer stick and carve it and then cut it off where you want. Or you could do a stick and do 3 or 4 heads. Or you could attach a stick to the bottom using a screw and maybe a small finishing nail. Something to help hold it with a little bit of hot glue on the bottom and everything. And, you know, that I'm so used to carving like this. I'm just, my hands, even though I got arthritis, I'm extremely very strong in my hands. And, you know, just a weird little pumpkin. And then what you do, let's see if you can see this. I mean, it's not the best. Just pick you can just do traditional eyes. A little nose. You don't want them perfect. Gotta have some teethies. There you go. And like I said, if you don't want to carve this, that's fine. And then see, let's put a little tooth right here. And see, look, you got a simple little face. You just draw it into the pumpkin real fast. And then you want to carve your lines. You want, you know, it's a pumpkin, so you want to put these lines in there to be a line running this way and this way after I carve it. There's a line there. You can put a line right there, you know. And then if you don't feel comfortable enough to carve it with it and you have a V-gouge, well, V-gouge it or wood burn it, you know. Don't worry about it. These are very small. Just cut your line in, you know. Cut your other line in. Don't worry about staying on your line perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. Remember, there's no right, no wrong, folks. As long as you're building, you have my love. And what I do is I'll come in there and I'll just take the tip of that knife and I'll just lay that in there like that. Kind of roll that edge up where you can see it better. Just a little love. And then that'll give me my line. You got this elongated, weird little pumpkin. You can make a necklace out of this. Somebody want to give this to your children and make him a little necklace or her a little necklace. Make sure the string is long so they don't get hurt. But yeah, just a simple. And then, you know, if you want to, you can put some little doodaddies into the stem. You know, it's you, not me. Just be a pumpkin that day. You know? Just be a pumpkin. You'll hear me say that all the time. Just be that object that day. You know? And just simple. And then you can come in here with your knife and cut some of the lines this way. Cut that way. Cut that way. But yeah, that's how you do it. Just create a little pumpkin. It don't have to be perfect. And see, look, he'll stand up there. You see that? He'll sit right up there. I hope you can see that. Let's bring him back here. He just sits up on his little butt. Or you can make a necklace out of it. Let's get you back up here. Okay, I'm not used to this tripod, folks, so. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I showed people what you can do with a strop and everything. I hope I answered some of your questions. Just remember, take your strop, learn the knife, flat or bevel. Take your time and learn that and go with that. Turn it over. Don't drag the blade. Don't drag the blade. Back again. Back again. And just take your time. Load your stick with the green compound is for soft metals. Is what it is. I use the green all the time. And it's load. And I try to do the same amount on each blade. So I'm counting in my head. And you see all that black? I'm sharpening. That's it. That's it. And find you an end grain piece of stick and slice across it. And if it's shiny and slick and not chattery, you're sharp. I can feel the blade. Actually, sometimes you'll see me do this because I can hear the blade. Let me show you something here. That leaf I did the other day, there she is. I forgot to show you folks. Just a simple little leaf made out of 100-year-old cedar. It is all signed and everything. That's just a bowl leaf. It sets, you can put stuff in it. That's that leaf I was doing the other day. I kept forgetting to show that to you folks, and I apologize. Well, anyway, I hope that helps people about stropping. The biggest thing is slow down. And if you don't get it the first time, you're going to get it the second or third time. Hang on, I got to get some coffee. I'm getting dry. Way to my heart is, if you come to my shop, bring me black coffee, I'll love you to death. I love black coffee. I don't need no foo-foo, no sugar, no cream. I've always drunk it black. I'm a true coffee drinker. But anyway, like I said, slow down and you'll get it. Take your time. Just like, my big blade, it's got the bevel. So you got to lay it on there, right on that bevel. Just because if you lay it flat, it's not going to cut. So you got to drag it across that bevel. And you'll learn it. Just take your time. You'll get it. I believe in you. If you got any questions, remember, anything you see, if you go back on my old videos, I want to answer everybody's question. And, I don't want you to give out personal information on YouTube. So go to daveposton@gmail.com. And I will see it, pops up on my phone, and I can relate that way. If you're looking for patterns and you're wanting something, I can get your address that way. It's not on YouTube, and I don't want you to do that. But anyway, that way I know you're looking. Or if you want a demonstration of something else, and everything, I will do it. I will do it. I am coming out with the bench here pretty soon. A guy wanted to really he wants to really look at the bench that I made for my carving bench. So I need to get it out again and everything. The bow leaf, the big maple bow leaf, I've got Brian back, and I'm going to get ready to start that. That's going to be a lot of work. Extremely a lot of work and everything, hard on my old hands, but I enjoy carving that way. I love the hatchet, I love the adze, I love the primitive tools. I'm a primitive carver. One of my other stage names when I do primitive carving is called Appalachian Jack. That is another stage name of mine. And when sometimes I'll wear primitive clothes and stuff, and I'll take the bench up in the mountains, and I'll do shows and show people just taking a branch and making a wooden spoon out of it that day, or a spatula or something like that. That's my ability. I haven't done any primitive shows in a while, but I'm hopefully next year I will do some. But anywho, I don't want to keep this going. I just wanted to let everybody know that from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I mean that. You made an old man's heart, sorry folks, you made an old man's heart really happy, because I felt alone, and that's why I started this, and I wanted to reach out there. And it's just a pebble. I want to build and build and build and get more people coming here. Meet me at Burger King. I'm there every Sunday from 7 to 11. Veterans Highway, right down from Dollywood. If you see Dollywood, look to the left. You're going to see Burger King. If you see a white Chevrolet truck there, full size, that's me. I always back my truck in. I'm an old truck driver, old construction worker. I don't pull in, I back in. I'm old. I'm old fashioned. I prefer to back in. So you know it's me. If you've seen that, Dave's there. I'm at a certain table. Come and see Whittler Dave. But anyway, thank you again. I love and appreciate everyone. You all have a blessed holiday. Stay safe, and I will just talk to you later. Thank you.